Hello, this is MisAnthro Pony, and this is a quick commentary I made to clear some air. I was planning on doing this after I got all my frustration out of the way, but it seems that people are already taking my rants into account. It's been good so far, with a fair amount of people supporting this mini-series, and then I released a rant towards Lethal Aurora Mage. This one in particular has not been met with too much good taste, and some people are already taking it really hard. So before my next planned video, I'm going to talk about Mage normally. No ranting, no frustration, no complaining, just me doing a simple one-shot on my feelings towards her. Now, for the most part, what I said in my original rant was true. I came across Mage during Season 4, and I found her to be a less than interesting member of the Analysis League. I didn't like her monotone because it sounded boring, as if she didn't care about what she was talking about. I didn't like her pacing because she talked about one thing for way too long, on more than one occasion. Her nitpicks, while some of them made sense, most of them just felt like something Biter would write. Which is interestingly weird because it turns out that they're dating. Even when she was constructive with a criticism, it was usually a criticism that either didn't make sense or had a hole in it. I'm not gonna bother with her feelings towards Pinkie Pie because, everyone has been divisive over her for years. And of course there's other things I didn't like, such as her approach towards Twilight's presence as an Alicorn, and how the show got worse because, the characters suck now. So that's the quick version. Now, like I said earlier, people are really taking my rant against Mage like an offense. And I can understand why. I mean, she's a very recognized member of the fandom, and she's contributed a lot with her art. She has fans, supporters, and so forth. Now, the reason I'm making this is because I don't want people taking my rant the wrong way. I don't want them thinking that Mage is undeserving of her recognition. The thing is, I was speaking out of frustration, and letting out your frustration is the nature of a rant video. I don't believe I did anything wrong in terms of ranting, however, I think I should let everyone who saw that video know that this is all centered around her analysis style, nothing else. It doesn't mean I think Mage is a bad person. For example, the ending phrase about how I was all, "Don't give her your money, I've been the victim of more profitable muggings." Again, I was letting out some frustration. I had a lot to get off my chest as I was writing the script and recording my speech for the video, and it was just a part of the frustration that was stuck in my head. I mean, it's like people say, it's a bad thing to keep your anger bottled up inside, so you need to let it out somewhere, or else it'll bottle up inside. And now that I got that portion of my anger out, though I still have to do 3 more of these, I want to make one thing clear. I do not hate Mage, okay? I do not hate Mage. I simply think she was a bad reviewer, and a lot of stuff she said was just boring me. If you'll take some time to look in the comment section of my rant, you'll see that I'm not only a lot calmer, but I'm open to what Mage had to say, even though I would naturally disagree with her. And the same goes for other people commenting. Even when I came across a comment that looked like the person was really angry with me, I wanted to respond in a way that lets them know that I'm a very different person when I'm not doing a rant video. Honestly, I think it's kind of hard for people to pick up on that. I mean, because I'm constantly switching between a calm tone and an angry voice, people may actually think I truly think this way about a person. I think it's the same thing that Spoony went through in his Final Fantasy X rant. He made a joke in his script about how we need to find all the people who made this game a critically acclaimed masterpiece and kill them. They're like voters. He admitted it was an over-exaggeration and part of a joke, so he cleared that up. Now, on my end. Did I over-exaggerate at times? Yes. Did I think of it as a joke? No. No, I did not treat my rant like it was part of a joke. I mean, this isn't the kind of thing where later you tell people, just kidding, haha. I was really legitimately frustrated with a lot of things she said. The only line that I'm concerned about people taking to heart was the end, where I said, "Don't give her any money." No, I don't really mean that. I mean, come on, they were just episode reviews. Do you think I'd want to jeopardize her career as an artist, something she's actually good at, just to spite her as a reviewer? No, that's a terrible thing to do. And I also talked about that with the commenters who noticed my work. They even told me they're going to commission her after seeing my rant. Does that bother me? No, it doesn't. I mean, it's not like it's my money anyway, so you can do what you want with it. And if you still like Mage, that's fine. I don't have control over that. I also added an annotation to assure that I was saying what I said out of frustration, and it wasn't necessarily true. Brony Bucks said that it might detract from people who got the joke, though I don't think of it as a joke, of course. But I just wanted people to be absolute sure that I wasn't looking to boycott her. I mean, come on, do you think I'd even get enough support for that? I even got a private message from any pony where he discussed my rants and his concern for my motivation behind making them. I knew that he must have felt worried about where these were going, so I wanted to give him a response that would clear the whole thing up. This is the note that I sent to him after I read his message, and this is how it reads. In terms of the not pay her for her art thing, I was getting some frustration out of my head. I didn't literally mean she doesn't deserve a living as an artist, so I added an annotation to let people know I wasn't serious about it. No, I'm not doing this to be humorous. I am legitimately frustrated with the fandom's divisive state. While I don't blame Mage or my other 5 targets for it, they are fitting examples of it. That's why I tackled her Season 4 reviews and outlook on later seasons. So, you get that for no reason? That is my motivation behind me tackling Mage, despite that her account hasn't been active for 10 months. Negativity doesn't bother me so long as it doesn't become a repetitive element. I think of my rants as a means to distinguish what I like and don't like when it comes to certain members of the analysis community. I appreciate that you've taken the time to notice my work, so I want you to know I don't hate Mage, and I don't think she isn't deserving of recognition in the fandom. Personally, I just think she's a horrible reviewer. So, do I think Mage is a bad reviewer? Yes. Do I think I had the right to point out her flaws in an angry rant? Yes. Do I think she's a bad person? No. I'm sure she's a very nice person. I even got some people telling me that she's nice, and they've done some nice chats with her. I even admitted to this when I made my comments to respond to them. If you like Mage, then by all means, go for it. I completely understand why you'd still like her, you know? She's just not someone I'd be very interested in. She even invited me for a chat with her if I ever felt like visiting the Rift. That is very nice of her, but I can't say for sure if I'd do it. Firstly, I don't have a Skype, and secondly, I think it would be very awkward to talk with her after I made my disinterest in her clear. So, for what it's worth, I apologize, okay? I still think she's a bad critic, but I didn't want anyone to assume that I hate her or want bad tidings wished upon her. She's a bad reviewer, that's it. I'm sure she's a very pleasant person. She still deserves to be talked to, paid for her art, and to be thought of as a member of the fandom. So there. Are we good past? I'd like to think we're good, because lately we've had a relationship more on and off than Peter Parker and Mary Jane. MisAnthro Pony over and out.